Hello everybody, hope you all are enjoying your update day of Dragon version 2. Now, before I even start, you can see some changes that they already made with Dragon version 2. I am very excited, so let's get right into this. The first part of the video, I am actually going to be covering over what they did, and then I'm going to be saying about my thoughts about it. So first, as you can see here, there's now some like keybinds type things, and when you go over the Guild Wars, you see how many gems you have. You could just have everything, and if you press it, it actually does work and open and close, which is pretty cool. So the next thing to know is the dragons. Well, they may not look a bit different, they are a bit more refined, which I got used to, and when you equip them, you can see here now it shows a little saddle thing, basically saying that you have that dragon equipped, which is actually pretty cool. So as you can see, when I walk around, my dragon is gonna like run after me. The AI pathing is way better. I don't know if it's like AI pathing or what they use, but it's way better for the dragon to follow me instead of it being like that. So when you run into your dragon, you also see all this down here has been completely refurbished and like rebrought, and some of the controls are different, but I'll get to that in a second. So you can see also right here that it says HP instead of just saying the number, because it used to say a number, but now it says HP. So the biggest thing to note definitely is the new icons down here, and you can also see when I start moving, it feels much different, and that's it running. So you can see right here, this is the difference between sprint and you press C, or I'm not sure exactly what it is on other devices. If you press C on PC, you will now start walking. So you press C again, you start running, and you press C again, you start running. And you press Shift to So instead of like holding down Shift to do that, you have 3 dashes, and you have a 5-second cooldown for that. So everything has a cooldown. That C has like a second cooldown, and this dash, which you can do 3 of them in a row, only has a 5-second cooldown. And then the next thing is the breath. So in order to do the breath, you hold down the click on PC. So you just hold down, and you can see here I have a limited amount of breath. And I was looking at it. I do believe the cooldown is the same. However, how fast you run out of that breath is not. So, or it might be faster. I think it is faster. But so let me explain this. So you saw how fast this goes. Well, if I got a bigger dragon, for let's say example my mother dragon, and I went to this and then I clicked on this, see, it's much slower for that breath bar to go down. I don't know if it's element, I don't know if it's size of dragon. I think it's size of dragon. However, there is a difference, a very noticeable difference, and I believe it's based off of size, but I am not entirely sure. So the next thing is the F key, or does the bite. So instead of clicking, biting, it now is the F key, and then you have the normal roar, which actually, I don't know if you guys heard that, but that is the roar. So another thing is just the flare, which is just kind of normal. You press T, which is normal, and then you do the flare. Now the last thing that they refurbished was the flying. So you can see here, like my camera, not exactly everywhere that I look is gonna do that, and like my camera's a bit off center. It's not directly on the dragon, which is actually kind of cool. And if, let's see here, I can do my time trial. You can see here, it also is much slower, I feel like. I don't know if it's just a feeling or if it's actually slower, because I definitely think I have more control, which means I'm probably slower. And when I finish this time trial, I'll keep messing up though. When I finish this time trial, I'm going to show you one more thing. So you can see here, one big issue that we had was crashing into terrain and getting stuck, because it was to Roblox terrain. It wasn't the best. So people are complaining about that and saying, hey, fix your dragons, fix the servers. So now they fixed it. So if I get close to the ground, I did not press the unfly button. The Q button again. I did not press it whatsoever. And that means that there's a proximity that you have to get towards the ground, and it will just kind of implant itself. And so I've tested this on all sorts of different things. I've tested this when going like into trees and stuff. It does not seem, it just kind of seems to avoid it. Like they called it obstacle avoidance. However, the dragon just kind of goes around or kind of just phases through. And then when you get close to the ground, like some sort of ground below you, is when it like impacts like that, which I think is very, very cool. You guys have to let me know about what you think about that. And some of the worries that I know people might have is the fact that you might not have, like, your breath cooldown would be kind of ridiculous during boss fights. Do not worry. I did a volcano boss fight. They actually doubled how much damage you do. And biting, I don't know, it gave me, breath does 80 per, like it does 80 per instead of 40. And if you do boss fights, you know it gives 40 per, now it gives 80. And if you bite, it gives you an 80 with an exclamation mark, which is kind of interesting. And not only did we get the Dragon version 2, but we also got the next week of Guild Wars. So make sure you are getting and claiming your points, because I am actually almost there. Okay, so now we have gotten to the my thoughts portion of it. I mean, if you're here, cool. You're cool. So what do I think about Dragon version 2? Well, I definitely think that it was probably a project that you can tell it's a project they've been working on for a while, only because of how, like, finished and finalized it was, because of how clean looking, because of how everything operates. It is definitely more better than I actually even anticipated. I thought a lot less of the stuff would be here, yet it's still here. However, with that being said, there is some bugs, not bugs, but just a few things that just kind of frustrate me a little bit. Now, I love this update, don't get me wrong, I love this very, very much. There's just a few things I just want to point out that might help in the future. But first off is, yeah, they jump cool. Like, it's fun. You can just go wee. No, it's fun. But no, so some things I wanted to point out earlier was number 1, flying. A lot of people said that flying was kind of sucked because of, they said they had less control and stuff. Sure, you do have less control, but it isn't too bad. I don't think that's going to be a real big issue. Just maybe some minor camera, because I feel like sometimes, one time my camera actually shot away from my dragon and like did a full 180 and I just couldn't see my dragon. It's kind of funny. But no, one other thing I'll show you as an example real quick. You see, if I go to these 2 items right here, let's say I want this one, right? And I go to harvest it, right? And I go ahead, do the little clicky thingy. And then I go to turn around here. You can see, I did it okay this time. However, you can see here, where I'm kind of getting at, the turn radius of the dragon itself can be challenging sometimes. I've done a full thing of missions, and it is sometimes annoying when the dragon basically has a bad turn radius. But no, other than that, I really enjoyed this update. I think the devs did a great job on Dragon version 2, and make sure to stay tuned for the new Galaxy event that's going to be appearing, and all sorts of other things. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all later. Bye-bye!